What's up, beautiful souls? Your boy Loon is back with another Reddit read, and yesterday we just did r/nice guys, which is a fan favorite on this channel, and today we're going to be diving into another fan favorite with r/NotHowGirlsWork. For those of you guys that are new to the series, NotHowGirlsWork is a subreddit full of some of the goofiest posts that people find online, and it's just genuinely not how girls work. And most of the time it's so common sense that even I, as a guy, will also know, but every now and then I'll learn something too, which is pretty cool. And real quick, before we do dive into this, make sure you guys hit the hype button. I know YouTube's implementing this new hype button. It's not in all countries, but if you guys do have that option, hit the hype button. It's essentially for all YouTubers under 500,000 subscribers, and it helps the algorithm feed the video to grow more. So that would mean the world to me if you guys are enjoying the video. Also hit the like and comment section down below, and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Anyways, let's get into this r/NotHowGirlsWork. Patriarchal burn. Okay, this is the top post of the week, by the way. If men didn't exist, who would protect you? Protect from who? Oh, reverse Uno card. That was a good one. Yeah, it do be us, man. Why do you think they picked the bear? I feel like, yeah, that's kind of a valid argument, because men oftentimes wouldn't protect you from another woman, because then you would just battle it out, right? Most of the time, I'm gonna say. But then it's usually another guy. Wow, that's a good one. I've said it before, there is a weird type of patriarchal realism going on, like capitalistic realism. In the same way, it's easier to imagine the end of the world before the end of capitalism. Many people can't, even as a hypothetical, actually imagine a world without patriarchy. Yeah, I think it's because it's instilled in us from such an early time in history, so it'd be kind of hard to imagine. Well, technically, other women could be in danger to other women, but then there is no argument why it would take a man to protect them from other women. Yeah, that was my whole thing just a second ago. Just to be clear, I think women are perfectly capable of defending themselves either way. I just wanted to point that out. Even potential counter arguments cancel themselves out. Yep. All right, this one says another banger. Okay. Ellie here tweets out, or actually, yeah, threads or whatever. No, it's on Instagram. Okay, so hundreds of women just casually admitting they basically have panic attacks before men. Okay. When he and the original post by Ash says, when he texts that he's 20 minutes away and you get that feeling. Well, and then Nicole here says how to be a victim at every stage in a relationship. This one's interesting to me because I actually didn't know that this is a thing. Chat, is this a thing? I know I have a pretty split following. It's pretty 50-50. For the women out there, is this an actual thing? I didn't know that women go through panic attacks before this. Is that actually true? I'm curious as a genuine just dude that is ignorant towards something like this. Yeah, I don't have a comment because I really had no clue that this is a thing. I could understand it being a thing if you've had traumas in your past, for sure, because then it's just like your body's natural trauma response. Yeah, I mean, this is a silly comment. I'm not going to touch on that too much, but let's read some of the comments. Maybe that will give me some insight. This one says, I felt this really badly with my ex-husband. I hear him trimming his fingernails when he wanted to, cuddles. And that sound set me off. I'd freeze up, feel like my gut was twisted and my whole body was in flight mode. But I rationally tell myself that nothing bad was going to happen. It was a very odd and uncomfortable feeling of unease. It wasn't like regular unease where you know that something is amiss, or like when you're watching a serial killer. Oh, sorry, psychic thriller. I don't know why my mind went serial killer on my way worse. Looking back, I think I knew it for years before I finally broke away that his version of love for me wasn't okay. He didn't view me right or think about intimacy in the way that benefited me. It was just fun for him, nothing more. If I didn't want it, he'd get upset. If I gave it to him, then he'd be happy, but then find a reason to be upset within 20 minutes later. I just couldn't win, and ultimately I felt used in a way I didn't know how to articulate at this time. Anyways, that's my personal experience with this. Okay, so I could see how that would be, daunting and can induce anxiety before events like that. I don't think all women go through this, but I think that there are a lot of women that have had trauma or in a particular situation that could make them feel this way. So I guess that in that sense, for sure, valid, like 100%. Are you kidding me? Anyone who has had any form of resentment or trauma attached to cuddling it can make a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, so in that way, for sure, I could understand that. Yeah. Hey, we got this guy again. We talked about this in a previous video. I think it was maybe in a Not How Girls Work too. So I guess we get an update or an extra comment on it. Why do these gym rats think that girls would go crazy for them since they've been benching way too much? And remember, just a refresh for anyone who hasn't seen the original post, this guy who's like a jacked bodybuilder dude was in love with this girl, and then he was showing off at how dare she like another guy, dude can barely bench 135, and then look at me, how could she not like me? He even said, I spent 14 years of bodybuilding to look like this. The girl I'm in love with is dating a guy who can't bench 135. He's not even rich. Kill me. Now, which is crazy. Okay. So then we got a new comment on this. Someone says, this mindset is what's holding you back. If all you think that matters is money and muscles, then of course she's going to pick someone more emotionally intelligent. No matter how much everyone wants to deny it, personality will always matter more than anything else. You don't fall in love with the way that someone looks. That's just attraction. And when you inevitably grow old, have children, etc., you will not look the same. You fall in love with someone with who someone is as a person. Also, women don't find this attractive, but that's another discussion. Yeah, that's so valid. And as I've gotten older, I've also came to this conclusion too. I think men, we're inherently a little bit more on the side of like, oh, look good, I like, we're simple creatures. But as you get older, you do realize that there is a kind of like a cross section between someone's physical attraction and then their actual personality if you want to be with that person like long term, one night, obviously attraction is going to play a bigger role. But if it's like a dating situation, like why would you want to be with someone hot but then like have a terrible personality? That just sounds miserable. Actually, I've done it. It sucks. You want someone to be physically attractive, but also very attractive emotionally and like compatible. I think compatible is the more accurate terminology. But yeah, this is the mentality that does set back a lot of dudes. I mean, a lot of guys who don't build up their personality stats, all they think everything is just all looks and things like that. And when you dive into that, the girls that will pick you, if they do pick you based on your looks or your money, they're not going to be the best girls. I'm telling you, dude, from experience. This is what happens when you listen to men about what women find attractive. You become attractive to men. Yeah, dude, that's another thing too. When we dive into looks max and stuff like incel culture and stuff, a lot of guys have this notion that they think that this is what women want, or no, not even that. They're like, I know this is what women want. It's not. How about you ask women? I know that's crazy. Might sound insane, counterintuitive almost. But if you ask them, if you'll learn. Have some girlfriends, ask them. I find it funny when I see posts and think, I see this post and think, ew, not what I want. The next post is happy guy that crochets a cute little donkey plush. And I think this is much more attractive. Is the Holy Spirit in the room with us is the title of this one. We got a girl here. This comment brought to you by a youth pastor. I'm not going to play it because it has copyrighted music, but the comment says, maybe if women didn't act like children all the time, men wouldn't grape them. So what? Oh, that is so messed up in so many layers. What in the dude? Ew. Yeah, you guys are not passing the whole youth pastor allegations here. Oh my God. I don't even have to comment on how messed up this comment is. Not only one talking about it's one of the most heinous acts of all time, but also bringing up that women, women didn't act like children, bro, dude needs to be locked up. What the hell? Sir, you are admitting to being attracted to children. Yeah, for real. Ew, dude. Even if we did act like children, if anything, that should be more reason to not be sexual with them. Yeah, literally. That's so valid. Reaching themselves as not just a blankets, but a PDF. But like youth pastor, not surprising. Yeah, for real, dude. Man, crazy. All right, this next one says period cramps and pregnancy pains are made up. Okay. Females are babies. What? Who the hell wrote this? Females are such whiny B words. Pregnancy hurts. Sure it does, but have you ever felt getting kicked in the balls? What? Counter argument. Have you ever felt what it's like to get pregnant? I'm assuming this is a guy because he's talking about getting kicked in the balls. Like, yeah, for sure, getting kicked in the balls does suck. But how does that take away from pregnancy also sucking? Dude, genuinely imagine this as a guy. If you're a guy out here and thinking like, oh, women never could understand what it's like. Dude, imagine pushing a living creature, alien humanoid thing, right? I mean, they look like aliens when they come out. That's why I'm saying that. And we all did. And just out of your belly, bro. What? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, are you actually insane to compare the two? I mean, getting kicked in the balls does hurt, but it's not like gonna have like reparational damage for the next like hours or anything. I mean, I think the worst time I ever got hit in the balls, I think I slipped and I was walking on a pole in like, I'm talking like middle school, and I split and it cracked it up, and then nutcracker. I was in pain and it like hurts your stomach. It goes up to your like abdomen area too. I'm gonna say an hour. About. No, not even. I think there was lingering pain for an hour, but it wasn't like really bad pain for like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, I can't even believe you're trying to compare the two. And then the audacity that this guy says, have you ever been kicked in the balls? Have you ever gotten pregnant? Females are such babies. No, I don't care that your period cramps feel like a knife through their stomach. Suck it up. It doesn't even hurt that bad. How do you know? Okay, let's do a complete rough comparison. Let's have a theory out there, and we'll just assume that having period cramps is like getting kicked in the balls. So let's just say that it's similar, right? Imagine having that multiple times, getting kicked in the balls multiple times throughout the week, and sporadically. You can't even tell. And it happens every month. That's insane. The last time I got kicked in the, area was like, God, it's been like 10 years, maybe more. So I can't even imagine, like, what are you even saying at this point? Suck it up. It doesn't even hurt that bad. Saying that this as a he, him since birth. Females prefer larger, older men, but then complain when those men treat them like little effers they are. This is a whole lot of nothing burger. What are you even talking about, dude? Pregnancy doesn't hurt. Females are making things up. That's insane. Dude, like, logically speaking, I'm curious what this guy's IQ is, because even if you aren't a woman and you're a guy, like, born guy too, like, specifically, right? How can you not fathom the idea that a person coming out of your belly and your genital area would not hurt? A freaking living creature, dude. What? Oh my God, I digress. All right, this one says interesting. It's always interesting when it's in celibate or involuntary celibate official Twitter page. If you're on a date with a woman, it is over for you. Oh, no, we actually covered this before. Let's move on. Yes, we all think of hundreds of guys while in a relationship. All right, so we're on Threads. Guys, let's see this. Monkey covering eyes emoji. What do you have to say about this? Thinking emoji. We got a girl who says, I only love you, but she has a bunch of dudes in her mind. I have a guy that says, I love you too. And I have one singular girl in her mind. Okay, I'm already going to tell you that this could happen to both people. Dude, I know some guys that I've met in my life that while they were in a relationship, they were thinking about a lot of other women. This is kind of crazy to assume that it's just a woman thing. That's like a bad person thing. It goes to anybody. Stop saying it's us against them, guys. The level of projection is usually found in movie theaters. That's a good one. Boy, there sure are a lot of brown people in this guy's nightmares. Yeah, there was like one white guy. That's weird. Why is there no Asians? No one's thinking about Asians? Man, that's sad. All right, this one says, I feel sorry for the women of the Gen Z. Okay. So this guy in Instagram Reels is talking about Twitter, sorry. The original, as it was on Twitter. Fewer American boys believe in gender equality. Damn, that sucks. That's a thing? Why? It has to be because of social media, right? Because like a lot of guys are stuck on these like red pill holes. And I feel like guys don't understand that the red pill push and black pill push, well, specifically red pill. I'm not going to say black pill. Black pill is a whole nother animal. The red pill push is often involved with money. Like a lot of these guys are pushing this because they know it's rage baity. It's going to be viewed very highly, and so there's a lot of money in it. I mean, think about when Andrew Tate was selling his little stupid courses and stuff. You know. All right. Someone in the comments said, "Young men are raised in online rage on them. Wait and see when they are full-grown men with power in society. It will become way worse for women." You know, that's actually true. Like that could, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna happen, but that could happen. A lot of guys that are stuck in these like and social media as a whole and internet obsession is gonna damage, brain rot all of us, Gen Zs and under. I'm technically a Zillennial, so I'm kind of like a Gen Z. And with that, whenever we do get of age to be in power, I'm very curious what that will look like in the future in my coming days. But anyways, someone comments and says, "This won't change anything. Why do you have to take away women's rights instead of improving men's lives?" Yeah, that's true. Why is it us versus them, guys? Why can't we just build up both sides? That's what's goofy to me. I mean, that's the same thing with the left versus right argument. It's always us against them, and division is power in the eyes of like society, right? I mean, in the eyes of corruption, and stuff like that. They want us to be divisive. And if both sides just actually genuinely wanted the best for both sides, we would actually be able to be pretty progressive. And that goes for both men and women, and that goes for left and right. But let's continue. Someone says, "You don't have to believe me. Just wait and see it. If you see some politics would change the nature. If you think some politics would change the nature, you'll be surprised. Don't ask me. It is what it is. Can't you see the numbers in," and then the grape emoji and unalive emoji, "increasing damn fast? The rates will go to the sky in 20 or 30 years when this new generation of men will get power." God, I hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true. You're still wrong. They don't really maintain infrastructure, just like when they went on strike in a European country. No one bats an eye because they don't impact the workforce. Men will fill the missing spots they leave and will do a better job at it. What? Hold up. A society ran on just men as the workforce will not grow as fast. Does he not know that? I mean, that's a whole push on why women started getting jobs too, right? Are you like, what? Go study a little bit, Bo. Why do you think like during the industrial age, man, I'm not about to do a history lesson right now, but anyways, someone says, "Do not work. Do not think that women did not work throughout history to preserve society. Women did work, especially in wars." Yeah, dude, the moment we started realizing that women, we as in like human nature, that women are a huge asset, that's a whole nother like doubling of your production, right? Someone says, "Please remember men gave women rights, not the other way around. Men can take them away. Women can't ever take away men's rights." That's a weird thing to say because in theory, and I know this is like completely dystopian, but if women like genuinely overpopulated men, they could theoretically do what, I'm not saying they should, but also like they have the power of actual reproduction too. So, and we can't do that. So, I mean, look at, what is it? What country is it? Japan? No, China. China that's struggling with that right now because they took away the whole, like, they had the one baby rule. Everyone wanted a boy. Look what happens. People start realizing, oh, wait, girls might be very crucial to society. Please remember that men can very well handle your misogyny by simply making you second-class citizens overnight. Ew, I hate this mentality, dude. And you know what's sad? To a degree, this is kind of right. I mean, like, not saying that it is right to do, but I'm saying, like, there are a lot more guys in power than women. And it is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, that was the whole, like, Roe versus Wade shit, right? Like, that, which is just baffling to me. That's how it works since the dawn of human time till just a while back. Be grateful for your rights that you still have. You might not have them soon. I hate this. I hate people that think like this. I just think it's stupid because how do you like harbor this much hate in your life to where you're online commenting about a whole nother gender? Like, what? Strong men will stand up and will revoke all women's rights with societies return to normal. What is your depiction of society returning to normal? I'm just curious. Because, like, what? You think it was all dandy back in the day? Hell no. Finally, we are going back to normal. Ew. Do you get extra time on test? What? Women are becoming real men haters. This needs to stop being a us versus them, guys. This is stupid to me. Young boys need way more physical activity in order to retain what they learn. Researchers found that sitting at a desk for hours is counterproductive for boys whilst girls remain unaffected. What studies? I'm curious if this is genuinely true. That's interesting. Translation: the same education system which was used and dominated by men for over hundreds of years, when women finally get the chance to be educated and outperform men because they actually try hard in school and aren't being a bunch of idiots who messed around and acted like D's towards teachers. Now suddenly the system is flawed and it must be a woman favor. Yeah, that was a wild one. What the hell did I even just read? All right, this next one says being DM'd, propositioned, catcalled, and harassed doesn't make you feel less lonely. Anti-Feminism Australia? Okay, when women say they are lonely. And it's a woman who's saying, I'm so lonely, pushing away a bunch of guys. Yeah, but these guys are like usually really poopy. You can be lonely and surrounded by people also. I feel like people don't understand the real concept of lonely, and like it's a feeling. Instead of hands, there should be D pics so that this is relatively accurate. So there's an edit where they're holding, D's, and that's far more accurate. Yeah, like, do people also not understand that you can feel lonely in a room crowded with people and friends? I look at Robin Williams, look at a lot of situations, you know? Hell, I felt it before too. I have a lot of friends, and every now and then I get lonely. He's just so gross. So some guy tweets out Kirk, and then Kirk referring to this guy, what's his name? Kirk something. Charlie Kirk. That's right. So he's like one of those guys that like go to college campuses and spew like right side stuff. And it's funny to me because as someone who's in the middle, I see what he's doing, and he's like totally all in and slightly pandering to the right, because he's only posting like the debates where he's like slam dunking on kids, which is like totally okay. Like, I get it. You're targeting a kid that's like 18, 19, not in the real world, and you're making them debate you. Like, that's pretty silly. I like it more when people who are right or left, I want to establish both of them, who do stuff like this, but then they debate each other, because then it's like actually more productive, you know? Anyways, Kurt says, maybe we should solve the loneliness epidemic, encouraging young ladies to get married and have children. It's good for them, good for America, and good for our future. Did he actually say that? So then it becomes the woman's responsibility to get married to... Yeah, I mean, like, if there was good dudes out there for these women, then I would see that happening. But I feel like as we keep falling, it's like a paradox. These guys stay online and they stay, you know, hating on women, and then they expect women to like them, and obviously they're not. And so then it's just a perpetual stage of like this. You can't force women to just like men and have kids with them. Like, you gotta also think about how a guy also has to be like a good dude, it's kind of like pushing the blame onto women. What about guys? Guys also should, you know, actually build up their confidence, stats, you know, work, and yeah, lots of things. I think it's both. I think in order for society to grow, it takes everyone. Apparently, only men suffer from war, mental illness, and divorce, etc. Oh, Jesus. So someone says, bro really said women suffered the most. Dead emoji. What women suffered: period, breakup, being broke, going to jail for 2 days. What us men suffered: World War I, World War II, depression, divorces, being blamed for everything, isn't treated fairly. What isn't treated fairly? You think men aren't treated fairly compared to women? Okay, I'm not pandering. I'm just being like, try to being objective. Being born a woman kind of freaking sucks, dude. I'm in an Asian household, and I see that all the time. They're like, growing up. Now we're good, but like growing up, bro, my sister got the blunt of everything, bro. It sucked. For her at least, I had a great time. But you know, I love my family. Being blamed for everything, dude. I'm pretty sure women get blamed for a lot too, dude. That's crazy. Divorces happen to both. Depression happen to both. We actually, as men, don't help each other out when it comes to like depression and stuff. World War One and Two affected both in different ways. That's crazy. This guy is a dummy. I like this post though because it just genuinely made me laugh. Why is going to jail a normal experience, female experience to him? Yeah, men go to jail too. That's a random one to throw in there. Women break up, men divorces. Math ain't even math. And oh yeah, breakup is on here. Isn't that the same thing as divorce? They really want to feel so sorry for themselves. Okay. So we got someone who posted a meme here and says, men don't vent to women, they do care. Wait, sorry. Men, please vent to women, they do care. And then a guy pointed up, that's bait. Anything you say and will and can and will be held against you. Sorry, I can't read for some reason today. You guys have not like loving moms or sisters or girlfriends? Like that's crazy because I do vent to all my girlfriends whenever hits the fan. I like venting to girls more most of the time. I have like one or two of my bestest guy friends that I do vent to, but I like venting to girls more because they genuinely want to hear all the details. Guys are just like, yeah, get to the point. Shallow people recognize shallow people. Okay, so we got a post here. It says, short women. I want a tall man because I'm short, so I like to feel protected. Tall woman. I want a tall man so I don't feel big. It's very funny how women lie to just justify their shallow requirements instead of admitting they are shallow. That's a weird connection, but I mean, yeah, in theory, this is shallow if somebody says this, but it's not what all women say. Also, I've had many tall women tell me that they just date anybody who's just a good dude. Same thing with short women. Now, are there girls out there that are like this? Yes. Are there guys out there that are shallow? Also, yes. Me being one of them. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm to a degree, I'm pretty shallow when it comes to dating. Personality is more important still though, but I think physical attraction is also very important for me. I hate when men gaslight us. I hate when women remember things. What? 1.4 megabytes is the floppy disk. 64 is the USB, 5 terabytes, and then 100,000 terabytes. That's funny because women remember. Okay, this was funny. This was actually hilarious. That's a good meme. I don't like when you do. I don't like that. Do you just bring, you just love bringing the stuff up. You think I do? Then they accuse us for having no accountability. I mean, this is a funny meme. I'm just gonna move on though. On what planet is he living on? How is it being a sensitive young man in a world full of evil women? What? You could literally counter this and just say, how does it feel to be a woman in a world full of men? That is, it plays in both roles. This is just victimhood, man. All right, apparently feminism is collapsing in the West because of the 80-20 rule and men not getting, cuddled. Someone on Reddit here comments and says, if your behavior causes a sink in production for any reason, such that immigrants have to literally be bustling in to support an aging population, which feminism and the erosion of the nuclear family unit does, then your behavior causes collapse conditions that erode the country's ability to produce itself and repair itself. Okay. We see this in an ongoing collapse in the West. Feminism is, and I cannot stress this enough, a direct cause of this effect in the West. It is, in one fact, one of the major contributors to it. When a nation collapses, you personally feel comfortable with will no longer matter. Only survival then matters. People will survive doing what they do most, not what they want to do, and involve others in the survival again. Whether they are comfortable with it or not, the West once had an implicit understanding of what it took to create a high-trust environment where the majority of young men feel they had a stake in its future, and though that trust would commit to the social contract and play the same game. Without it, they are now withdrawing from work, withdrawing from society, and soon, as history shows, it will lead to violence. And violence doesn't care about your feelings. Uncomfortable is a polite understatement I am using to spare you the honor. Change will, while you still can, or inherit a future where you have zero control at all. This is the problem I have with this is that he's lacking so many other factors. To directly connect like feminism to the reason that the society is collapsing is pretty crazy. I'm going to say the only thing I do agree with here is right here. That when a nation collapses, what you personally feel comfortable with will no longer matter. That's true. When you have actual like real life threatening problems, no one's worrying about the little things because you're worried about survival. That part is true in any society, but why would you want to get there anyways? Like that's not a good thing. But everything else, there's just so many factors he's leaving out. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons why people may not want to work, and immigration comes in as well. I mean, I can go on for days about this, guys, but I'm not gonna. I mean, there's so many reasons that can play into. It's not black and white. Yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm done. Love you guys so much. I hope you guys had a great one. This was a fun episode. I always enjoy going on Not How Guys Work, or I said Not How Guys Work, Not How Girls Work. It's always a great time. Love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great one. Remember to hype this video, like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys. Have a great night. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.